Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. Ugh, another review of The Phantom Menace? Been there, done that, we know it sucks. Either a review Amazing Spider-Man 2 already, or just kindly fuck off. But I want you to bear with me for a second, because much like a review from yours truly, you're about to see something that's not been seen in recent memory. A positive review for this movie, yay! Yeah, I know it's the popular thing to hate on episode 1, but try as I might, I still do like it. Now yes, if we listed off everything the prequels did wrong, we'll be here until Christmas 2073, but I think it's about time an internet reviewer stood up for these flawed as fuck movies, because apparently there are a lot of fans of them out there. People who can find and appreciate their redeeming qualities and not let all the bad things hurt their overall opinion. Though of course those bad things a lot of people find hard to not notice. You see, Star Wars Episode 1 is a bit like Two Girls One Cup. Sure, the film begins and it seems alright, what with the nice music and all, but we begin to realise what we're in store for when we see... Yeah. But I'm not here to change your mind, because if you judge this film as any decent reviewer should, it's pretty goddamn terrible. I'm just here to have fun and talk about what is honestly one of my favourite childhood movies. I'll let you decide on how depressing that statement is. So, if like me you like this film, settle down and get excited. If you hear this film, you might want to get yourself a little, something to help. Hey, wanna buy some death sticks? Hey. Selling drugs is irresponsible. If you don't sell them with me first, hit me up with a couple. Alright. But I thought you liked this movie. I do, but it doesn't mean I say I like everything about this movie. Now go away, I got a review to do. But wait, I got Marcel. Not interested. But I've got some limited edition Qui-Gon Jinn. Piss off. Alright, fucking crazy Yorkshire twatting basham. Right, so now that we're all prepped for a buzz if we need it, let's begin this enjoyable piece of banther crap. This is Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So our movie begins in space. Sorry, I had to do that with at least one of these movies so to get it over and done with. Moving on. Well, the film is quick to introduce us to our two protagonists for this evening, Jedi Knight Obi-Wan Kenobi and his master Qui-Gon Jinn. We join them as they're about to have a meeting with one new gunray of the Trade Federation to negotiate the fate of Naboo, a planet the Federation means to invade.
How do you think this Trade Viceroy will deal with the Chancellor's demands?
These Federation types are cowards. The negotiations will be short.
So for such a mission of utmost importance, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon have got to be unassuming and not give these guys any reason to get suspicious and...
The ambassadors are Jedi Knights, I believe.
Ha. Yeah, coming in all hooded in cloaks like that, guys. Not a hot idea. Jedi literally have the ability to make weak-minded individuals do their bidding. Therefore, as Jedi, you're gonna come across as quite a threat as negotiators. You could just go, you will not invade Naboo.
Yes, my lord,
You will leave in peace.
Yes, my lord,
You will crap your pants.
Yes, my lord,
And that would be the movie. So because their cover is blown already, the mysterious Darth Sidious here orders Gunray to execute them. But unfortunately, Agent 47 Gunray is not, because his plan to kill them is to first alert them by destroying the ship they came on and pumping poison gas into the room they're in, which he barely gives any time to take effect. Uh-oh. I mean, some people suggest more time passed than that and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon used the Force technique to hold their breaths longer. But if that's the case, why didn't they just use the breathing apparatus thingies they use later? Wait, I said I like this movie. I mean, do nothing but complaining so far. Now I remember why I like this movie. I mean, if there's one thing the prequels did better than the originals, it's the fight choreography. It's fast, stylish, and a hell of a lot of fun to watch. I mean, you could tell Ewan McGregor, for example, had a blast filming these scenes.
You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on bad boys.
And if you are a prequel hater, I have a method of viewing them that might make you enjoy them more. Watch episode 1 like you would a porno. Just ignore the shitty dialogue and bad acting and skip right to the action. Pretend it's you on screen wielding such an envious weapon. So after 2 deadly destroyer droids force Qui-Gon and Naboo to make a retreat, note the use of force speed here, I'm bringing that little tidbit up later. Well anyway, the 2 decide to head down to Naboo to warn the people of the coming attack. In the meantime, Gunray catches up with the Queen via Star Wars Skype.
It's Queen Amidala herself.
At last, we are getting results. Again, you come before us, Your Highness.
Oh man, I'm so glad that YouTube access is limited in China because that accent is so offensive.
Again, you come before us, Your Highness.
Again, you come before us, Your Highness. Will you not join me for my piano recital? Later we shall practice Kung Fu, do math homework, and watch ping pong final on TV.
This is too close. But we must move quickly to disrupt all communications.
All communication. Seriously, he sounds like that fucking city chicken guy from South Park.
Hello, Shitty Walk. Take order, please.
Hello, is this City Walk?
Yes, this Shitty Walk.
Yes, we'd like one order of the city beef.
Shitty beef.
And I'll have the city chicken.
Shitty chicken.
So the invasion begins as we quickly meet back up with Qui-Gon on Naboo's surface as he runs into the franchise's most despised character, Jar Jar Binks. And to make Qui-Gon as rootable a hero as possible, he saves his life. Shame.
What? Hey, wait! Oh, muy, I love you.
Oh, great. Now we have 2 guys that sound like South Park characters. Gunray sounds like Luke Kim, and Jar Jar sounds like Cartman. When he thought he was a Vietnamese prostitute.
Sucky, $5.
Almost got us killed. Are you brainless?
$10? Sucky.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, but it is. 'Tis demanded by the gods, it is.
Okay, I know all of you are probably expecting me to absolutely tear Jar Jar apart here, but in all honesty, and I swear I'm being 100% real with you guys here, I honestly don't think he's that bad. Huh, I was expecting a violent response. Oh, fucking hell! Okay, yes, Jar Jar is loud, completely nuts, and looks like the love child of Bugs Bunny and the Annoying Orange, but he never says anything offensive or cruel. And I don't even blame Lucas for designing him. I mean, Jar Jar on paper doesn't sound any worse than a giant hairy 7-foot beast who does nothing but growl all day. Now, I'm not saying Jar Jar is a good character because it's clear he's only here for comic relief. And considering he delivers neither comedy or relief means he has no reason to be here, other than to occasionally move the plot along.
Excuse me, but the most safest place would be Gungan City. It's where I grew up. 'Tis a hidden city.
But in actuality, the real reason why I'm not going to rip Jar Jar to shreds in this review is because I already have. Okay, twice. Okay, 3 times. So Jar Jar leads Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan to the underwater Gungan city of Ota Gunga. By the way, I love this scene. It just oozes with atmosphere as this spectacular city is slowly revealed. Props to the VFX artists, and John Williams too. Y'all get gold stars. Well anyway, they arrive, but Jar Jar is quickly arrested for returning from a desertion as Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon meet up with Boss Nass, who, given the way he speaks, I'm surprised doesn't get as much hate as Jar Jar does.
You and the Naboo form a symbiont circle. What happens to one of you will affect the other. You must understand this.
We should know care about Naboo.
Yeah, we should know about the planet we live on.
We could use a transport.
We shall give you on the bongo. The speediest way to the Naboo is going through the planet core.
You know, I've just realised something. If the quickest way to get to Theed is through the planet Core, then that must mean that Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon got on ships that landed on the other side of the planet. Seriously, it's as if in the real world they wanted to rescue the Queen of England, but landed in fucking Australia. Whoops! Okay, so they gotta get a bloody move on as Qui-Gon convinces Boss Nass to bring Jar Jar along as a navigator.
Better dead here than dead in the core.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Alright, well, don't ask how. They actually do make their way past all the dangerous sea life.
There's always a bigger fish.
Fish!
As they quickly arrive in Theed, you lucky bastards. But unfortunately, Chairman Gung Pao Chicken beat them to the city and has already captured the Queen.
I will not cooperate.
Now, Your Highness. In time, the suffering of your people will persuade you to see our point of view.
And if not that, then maybe on the line of a Panda Express restaurant we're bringing to your planet O'Hill.
Commander.
Yes, sir.
Process them.
Okay, I think I may have found the worst actor in this movie. No, they're bad, but I don't think anyone comes close to the sheer awfulness of Keira Knightley here. Just look how long she pulls this vacant expression for.
Commander.
Yes, sir.
Process them.
She blinked. Seriously, she's horrendous. Just look at this scene after Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan save him. Look at her reaction after Qui-Gon tells her the Trade Federation means to kill her.
Thank you, Ambassador, but my place is with my people.
It will kill you if you stay.
I'm an old woman! Okay, so Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan liberate the Queen's ship as they plan to make their way to Coruscant to get help from the Senate. But in order to do so, they got a blockade to get through.
Shield generator's been hit!
Okay, this is something I never understood about this scene, and also the scene where they gotta escape Hoth in episode 5. So, they gotta get past this blockade here. Why don't they just go another way? What, you mean to tell me that the Trade Federation has a blockade set up all around the planet? That would take thousands, if not millions of ships. It'd be infeasible for even the Empire to pull off.
Ah, you sons of bitches! What the hell? Oh, shit!
Okay, so the group makes it through the blockade thanks to everyone's favourite trash can on wheels, as the Queen wants to thank the little guy. Don't let on to her that R2 is a droid and therefore doesn't need thanking. She probably thanks her toast every morning too.
Thank you, R2-D2. Padme. Clean this droid up as best you can. It deserves our gratitude.
Okay, spoiler alert, but we all should know by now that Keira Knightley here is playing the Queen's decoy and Natalie Portman is playing Padme, the actual Queen. So, knowing that, did we just see a handmaiden tell her Queen to clean a droid? Hey, this isn't a plot hole or anything, it's just, they're really dedicated to this charade, aren't they? I actually kind of wonder if anybody knows they switch places, because they arrive on Tatooine later to repair the ship's busted hyperdrive generator, and Panaki here actually lets Padme go with Qui-Gon, despite his obvious concern about the Queen's safety earlier.
You can't take a Royal Highness there, the Hutts of gangsters.
So yeah, the Queen's head of bloody security doesn't even know about the decoy, because if he did, he wouldn't be so insistent on her going.
The Queen wishes it. She's curious about the planet.
But I've just realised I've gone too long speculating, so here's Jar Jar stepping on a landmine. So Qui-Gon, Padme, Jar Jar and R2 head into Mos Eisley to find a T-14 hyperdrive generator. And how's this for coincidence? The very first shop they go into is the only shop on the entire planet that has this generator. Well, I doubt watching them shop around for it would have been too interesting, so we'll let this slide.
I need parts for a J-type 327 Nubian.
Ah, yes! Nubian! We have lots of that. Pinake, Cabariaco!
My droid has a readout of what I need.
Kunisitaki Maya!
Mitasa Chopasa!
Chat, got the William, it wanna know bata!
So as Qui-Gon has a natter with Watto here, we're introduced to a 9-year-old Anakin, played by Jake. I'm firing my acting coach, Lloyd. Seriously, what the fuck was Lucas on when he cast this kid? I know who should play young Darth Vader. That stupid kid is only notable acting credit was in that dumbass Christmas movie alongside such acting talent as Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad.
Jamie, please.
Cause, Dad, when someone makes a promise, they definitely should keep it. You know, it's like what Turbo Man says. Always keep your promises if you want to keep your friends.
That kid is going places.
Yeah, the unemployment line.
Okay, so Padme and Anakin become acquainted via painful dialogue.
Are you an angel? An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about that. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
As Jar Jar's up to his usual antics.
Hey! What?
Oh, Dad, did you see that? That droid totally kicked Jar Jar and his Gungan boomers. And he barely reacted. Well, what does this tell us?
He's a no have a boomer!
You're not a eunuch, are you?
Uh-huh.
Well, at least he can't procreate. So meanwhile, Qui-Gon's about to finalize the deal with Watto, though there is a little problem.
Republic credits are no good out here. I need something more real.
I don't have anything else, but credits will do fine.
No, they won't.
Credits will do fine.
No, they won't. My trick's gonna work on me. Only money. No money, no parts, no deal.
Okay, this is the biggest part out of all of episode 1 that doesn't make any lick of sense. There's like 1 billion different ways this problem can be averted. 1. Watto will take Republic credits, so why doesn't Qui-Gon just go to a currency exchange? What, you mean to tell me that there isn't one on the entire planet? Because if there isn't, someone should really fucking capitalize on that. 2. Shop elsewhere. Watto's shop was literally the first one you walked in. Surely there'll be other places that sell T14 hyperdrive generators. And I know Watto says he's the only one that sells them, but of course he's gonna say that. He's an entrepreneur. He's not gonna send someone to buy something off a competitor. 3. Explain the situation to Watto. Say, if you give us the T14 hyperdrive generator, you can come with us to Coruscant and we'll make sure the Senate pays you handsomely. Even if he doesn't agree to it, it's worth a try. 4. Steal the damn generator. You're talking about saving lives here, so I dare say nicking the damn thing will be the lesser of 2 evils. 5. Watto said it'd be cheaper to buy a new ship. So why don't you just do that? Sell the Queen's ship and buy one that actually works. 6. Call for help. Sure, your signal might be traced, but aren't Jedi supposed to be able to telepathically communicate? You know, like Luke and Leia did in Empire? And even if that's impossible, you might as well call for help normally, seeing as how Darth Maul finds you later anyway. 7. Do what Obi-Wan did in A New Hope and hire someone to fly you off Tatooine in their ship. A traveler akin to someone like Han Solo would surely accept Republic credits. 8. You know what? I swear I have more options in mind, but if I list them all off, then this review's gonna end up longer than this guy's dick in a cookie jar. Long story short, George, you royally fucked up. So Watto essentially says something along the lines of,
come back when you're a little, richer.
So the group is forced to leave.
We're leaving. Jar Jar.
Who else but Jar Jar? He's Jar Jar, Jar Jar. He sure really is a pain in the crack. He's Jar Jar, Jar Jar.
He's back.
So Shmi here offers to cook a meal for the group as during dinner, Qui-Gon mistakenly leaks his Jedi identity. Again.
You're a Jedi Knight, aren't you?
Worst Jedi ever. Jar Jar does his best Yoshi impression. And Qui-Gon reveals to Anakin and Shmi as to why they're here and how they're now stranded on the planet. So the group cooks up the dumbest plan imaginable by placing a bet on Anakin to win a pod race, which is going down the next day with Watto.
What would the boy ride? He smashed up my pod in the last race. To take some long time to fix it.
It wasn't my fault, really. Saboba flashed me with this.
Whoa, wait a minute, he did what?
Saboba flashed me with this.
He flashed you? Well, you could say that was a dick move. Okay, so Watto accepts the deal. If Anakin wins the race, then Watto will give Qui-Gon the generator. If he loses, they'll have to give up the Queen's ship. But the next day, Qui-Gon wants to take the bet a bit further.
I'll wager my new racing pod against, say, the boy and his mother.
What? Wait a minute, what do you mean, my new racing pod? I mean, I know you want to pretend to Watto it's yours, but that doesn't give you the right to bet away something you don't own. What if Anakin loses the race? How are you going to explain that one? Yeah, sorry Annie, but I kinda wagered your Pride and Joy pod racer on the pod race, so seeing as how you lost, you have to now give it to Watto. You're wishing a bantha would shell off my face right now, aren't you?
I hope so.
Yeah.
This is so wizard, Annie. I'm sure you'll do it this time.
Do what?
Finish the race, of course.
God, get with the program, Padme.
You've never won a race?
Well, not exactly.
Not even finished?
Kitster's right, I will this time.
Of course you will.
You see, I just realized how dumb my plan was, so I just paid Saboba to throw the race. Why didn't I think of that before? Okay, so we enter the arena as the Boonta Eve pod race gets underway, and after Jar Jar smells some bantha shit, thanks George, the competitors all line up to begin the race. Oh, Anakin!
Wait, little Skywalker is stalled.
Get going, you pint-sized dick stain, you're gonna fall behind. Go! Go! Go!
Go! Go!
Not even that one worked. Sorry, it's a defunct one. Lou? Lou? Hello? Hello? Oh, well, I got him going. Okay, so I don't care what anybody says. I freaking love this scene. I know a lot of people say the pod race is way too long, but guys, it's a 10-minute race. Formula 1 races are like 10 times longer than that. And there's a lot to love here. You get a great sense of speed. The sound design for the scene is incredible. And Johnny Knoxville even makes a cameo as a pit droid. What is it not to like? So after a thrilling 3 laps of carnage and mayhem, Anakin catches up with Saboba as he ruptures Saboba's pod somehow and forces him to crash.
Fuck this place!
Yeah. Okay, that doesn't happen as much as we all wish it would. No, Anakin wins the race and Watto agrees to release him from slavery. We then go back to the Skywalker house where Qui-Gon tells him the good news and how he can come with Qui-Gon to train to become a Jedi. But Anakin quickly realizes something.
What about Mom? Is she free too?
I tried to free your mother, Annie, but Watto wouldn't have it.
Hey? What do you mean you tried to save her? What did you literally just bring home?
Mom, we sold the pod. Look at all the money we have.
Oh my goodness, but that's so wonderful, Annie.
Well, why don't you just use that money to buy Shmi's freedom? You big knob gobbler. And for those who are saying, well, maybe Watto doesn't want to sell her, well, in the next movie, he fucking does. And judging by what he says, not far from now.
You sold her.
Years ago.
And for those who are saying, well, maybe the money isn't enough to buy her freedom. Remember, this is what the fastest pod racer in the galaxy sold for. Qui-Gon even wagered said pod for Anakin's freedom before. So we know the value of it is worth at least one slave. God, this makes no sense. I need one of those death sticks. Hey, Bob. How'd you actually take one of these things anyway? Oh, they're suppositories. I'll, save them for a special occasion. So because Shmi is unable to be freed too, they have to leave her behind as Anakin says his goodbyes. And to give credit where it's due, this is actually a really well done scene.
Will I ever see you again?
What does your heart tell you?
I hope so. Yes. I guess.
Holy shit! Jake Lloyd's actually, what's the word for it? Acting! Yeah, I gotta give props to Penilla August, the actress playing Shmi here, because she has great chemistry with Jake Lloyd. I'm being serious. I buy that these two are mother and son immediately, and their chemistry combined with John Williams' swooping score makes this goodbye scene pretty powerful in my opinion.
And don't look back. Don't look back.
Okay, so Qui-Gon and Anakin run toward the ship. Deleted scene here might have helped to explain that, as a Sith Lord is on their case, as Darth Maul here gets on his speeder to chase after him. What the hell? What's with this comically sudden fall there? Okay, so Darth Maul catches up with the two of them, and after a brief duel in the desert, Anakin and Qui-Gon make their escape.
My guess is he was after the Queen.
What are we gonna do about it?
We should be patient. Anakin Skywalker, meet Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hi. You're a Jedi too? Pleased to meet you.
He's gonna kill you. So the group eventually reach Coruscant, and after what is admittedly cinematic equivalent of watching paint dry,
the Senate is full of greedy, squabbling delegates.
There is no interest in the common good.
No way, that's a compliment, because at least when you watch paint dry, you get a nicely painted room afterwards.
Chancellor Valorum seems to think there is hope.
If I may say so, Your Majesty, the Chancellor has little real power. He is...
I know. I'll just do like Lisa and escape into fantasy.
Our best choice would be to push...
Damn TV, you've ruined my imagination, just like you've ruined my ability to, oh well.
Star Wars The Phantom Menace was the most disappointing thing since my son.
Okay, I'm being harsh. I don't hate these scenes, but by Star Wars standards, they are pretty dull. So let's go right to the scene where Amidala pleads her case to the Senate.
Naboo's system has been invaded by the droid armies of the Trade.
I object. There is no proof. This is incredible. We recommend a commission be sent to Naboo to ascertain the truth.
The Congress of Malastare concurs with the honorable delegate from the Trade Federation.
Okay, this is something I don't think I've heard anyone bring up about this scene before, but here's the thing. Valorum here is asking for proof that there is actually an invasion on Naboo. The Senate wants a commission to be sent to see if Amidala's claims are legit. But, two things, okay? One, why the hell would she lie? What would she have to gain from saying her planet is under attack when it really isn't? And two, they want somebody to be sent to Naboo to see the invasion firsthand. and I'm guessing they want someone relatively respected and trusted to do that. Well, to that I say, who better than a Jedi? The Senate can surely trust the guys who keep the damn peace, right? But the thing is, 2 Jedi have already seen the damn invasion. Just get Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon to testify in the Senate and Valorum surely will have to believe them, especially seeing as how Valorum was the one to send them to Naboo in the first place!
What?
Fuck it. So, the politicians here are about as useful as real-world politicians, so Amidala ends up at a loss for what to do. Meanwhile, Anakin's getting tested by the Jedi Council, and this speech by Yoda's always bugged me.
Your thoughts dwell on your mother.
I miss her.
Afraid to lose her, I think.
Oh, what do you mean he's afraid to lose her? He already has lost it, you hairy green dildo.
What does that got to do with anything?
Everything. Fear is the path to the dark side.
Eh?
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
God, this makes no sense. How can fear lead to anger and eventually the dark side? Fear is a natural human response. It's what keeps us alive. I mean, in episode 3, Yoda tells Anakin to train himself to let go of everything he fears to lose. Well, if you become unafraid of losing anything, well, that to me seems more like a dark side way of thinking. God, is Yoda just randomly pulling this out of his ass?
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to fear. Fear leads to hate. Hate leads to anger. Anger leads to fear. Fear leads to fear. Fear leads to hate. Hate leads to hate. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to suffering. Fear leads to fear. Fear leads to hate. Hate leads to anger. Anger leads to fear. Anger leads to...
So, because Anakin, has a mother, the Jedi Council refused to train him. But there are other more important matters at hand, as Amidala has decided to go back to Naboo, which makes a long and arduous trip to the Senate rather pointless.
Go with the Queen to Naboo and discover the identity of this Dark Warrior. This is the clue we need to unravel the mystery of the Sith.
Oh, wait a minute, what did you say before?
We will use all our resources to unravel this mystery. We will discover the identity of your attacker.
And now you're like, nah, you do it. We're far too busy sitting around, sitting some more, sitting. Okay, what the fuck are we doing here, guys? I'm like so goddamn bored. Hey, Mace. Mace! Can I have an iPad 16 like you got?
No.
Oh, come on!
The code forbids it.
Oh. Okay, how about some death sticks then? Anyone? Yoda? Come on, man. I know you like to take some of those bad boys.
I do not.
Oh, God. Lame you are. Okay, so because the Jedi Council are aiming for the Guinness Galaxy record of sitting down for the longest period of time, Amidala is seriously lacking some backup, so she does something no one in the universe would have any sense in doing. She asks Jar Jar for help.
Isa, Your Highness?
Yeah, apparently the Gungans have an army. Strange how they have an army on what is seemingly a so peaceful planet, but I digress. Amidala heads into the forest to ask for their help, when Padme comes forward to reveal her secret identity.
I ask you to help us. No, I beg you to help us. We are your humble servants.
You know, I just had this hilarious image of Brian Blessed behind his microphone doing that laugh. I so want to see that clip.
You shall not think you are greater than the Gungans.
Sorry.
Shall like this. Maybe we shall being friends.
Okay, Boss Nass is officially the missing 8th dwarf.
Pick up the salt. Now don't try to bluff. Work up a leather. When you got enough, get your hands full of water. You snort and you snuff and go.
So the Gungans agree to help as a battle is quickly underway. The Gungans position themselves outside of Theed to draw the droid armies, as Padme, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Panaka say, wait a minute! Anakin? He's here? Qui-Gon, did you just bring an 8-year-old to a fucking war zone?
Yes.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Alright, so despite that leap in stupidity costing my temporal lobe, Qui-Gon tells Anakin to hide in a nearby cockpit, as guess who shows up? You guys might want to shoot him. Guys. Okay, so this is where the movie gets very convoluted. We end up with 4 separate battles here, all of which are going on at the same time. How am I supposed to cover this? Well, you know what? I am gonna cover them. The only way I know how. A Whose Line Is It Anyway style hoedown. Take away, Laura Hall. Wait, a hoedown requires 4 people. Your Cubix.
Boy, these iPad games, they sure are stupid. Oh, hey.
Would you mind awfully telling us what Jar Jar is up to?
Absolutely.
Jar Jar and the Gungans face off against the droids. Jar Jar's so annoying, wish he'd die of hemorrhoids. They say we beat him and shove a bowl up his ass real quick, roast him on an open fire and have Gungan on a stick.
Tastes like chicken.
Ew, gross.
Not bad. Okay, Joey.
Yeah?
What's little Anakin up to?
I'm on. Anakin goes to space to take out the droid ship. He blows the fucker up. But I don't give a shit. Well, Anakin is the reason this movie was a flop. I'd shove a stick up his ass and use him as a mop.
Very nice. And for verse 3 we got Il Neige.
Let's throw down for a hoedown! Ho, Padme and Panaka get caught by the Viceroy, but lucky for the 2 of them, they're saved by the decoy. For Natalie Portman's record, this movie's a real gaffe. Must be her biggest regret since that Golden Globes laugh.
Oh, woman. Alright, I must spit verse 4. Ho, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan go and face Darth Maul, but Qui-Gon gets his saber in the gun, and Obi-Wan goes, no! There was something you could have done, Obi-Wan, you knobhead. If you just use your bloody force speed, then Qui-Gon won't be dead. Qui-Gon won't be dead. That was fun.
Oh yeah.
You know, we should do this again sometime.
I concur.
Yeah, hey, we're getting paid for this, right?
Back to the review. So the battle is eventually won. Obi-Wan kills the prequel's best character. Shame. As Obi-Wan and Yoda meet up to discuss Anakin's fate.
Confer on you the level of Jedi Knight. The Council does. But agree with your taking this boy as your Padawan learner? I do not.
Well, it looks like Anakin won't be trained. Tough luck, Kirby.
Agree with you, the Council does.
Wait, what?
Your apprentice, Skywalker, will be.
Oh, well, what made you change your mind? At 1 minute you're like, too dangerous the boy is. And then you're like, too fucked up on taking bribery to give a shit I am. Make up your damn mind, man. So Obi-Wan is free to train Anakin. because, you know, the plot says so, as we cut to Qui-Gon's funeral. Is it bad that the character that's displaying the most emotion here is the droid? Well, enough about that shit. It's time to celebrate, as Amidala hands Boss Nass one of those plasma ball thingies you buy at the local gadget tax shop, as Boss Nass proclaims... He's gonna kill you. So that was episode 1, and when I look at all the things you did right, I find it difficult to call it a bad movie. The action is awesome, John Williams' score is phenomenal, the visual effects are pretty good for a pre-millennium film that uses them so extensively, and the two leads in the form of Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor I find quite likeable and intriguing. I mean, there isn't much to their characters, but I certainly would have liked to have known more about them. So you gotta give props to these actors for doing all they could given their script. Now, I'm not gonna go off my usual tangent and talk about how the movie could be improved because you all know all that already. Yes, Jar Jar is annoying, Jake Lloyd's acting is abysmal, there's like a billion character decisions that don't make any lick of sense. But when it comes down to it, for me personally, the worst thing a movie can do is bore me. Did episode 1 bore me? Hell no. Now yes, everyone says there are boring parts of this movie, most notably the scenes on Coruscant, but am I the only one who finds these scenes somewhat interesting? I do think it's cool to see how Palpatine manipulates Amidala without her even knowing, how he uses the Senate's corruption to his advantage to play the hero, to win over the people, which would eventually win him an empire. I think it's quite fascinating to see this master manipulator at work. There's other things too that I think get vastly overlooked, like the scene when Anakin says goodbye to his mother, which I think is handled very well. Also, episode 1 certainly uses a lot more practical sets than the next two films, but advanced visual effects are still used in such a way to offer us a greater glimpse into the Star Wars universe. I mean, there's so many scenes here that would be impossible for the original trilogy to show us. Now, yes, practical effects beat visual ones any day, but as I said, for 1999, these visual effects are damn impressive. They don't hold up particularly well today, but you gotta give props to the filmmakers that they managed to show us scenes like this via computers that looked like this. I don't care what anybody says, that's impressive. Now, if you were to ask me what I thought the absolute worst aspect of the prequels is, it's the painfully cheesy and awkward romance between Anakin and Padme in episode 3 and especially 2. But in episode 1, their relationship feels a bit more, shall we say, believable.
Are you an angel?
Okay, yes, there's terrible dialogue, but still, I don't know, as kids their relationship seems a little more heartfelt.
I made this for you, so you'd remember me. I carved it out of a poor snippet. It'll bring you good fortune.
It's beautiful. But I don't need this to remember you by.
Aww. You see, there's a connection here. Anakin doesn't come across as a creepy perv in this one, so his relationship with Padme comes across as far more genuine. And when you got awesome scenes like the podrace, the Darth Maul lightsaber duel, the reveal of the Gungan city, the kick-ass opening action scene in the Trade Federation ship, there's a lot to love here. And in my opinion, this makes up for the film's shortcomings. Now, is episode 1 disappointing as a follow-up to this trilogy? Yeah, I would definitely say it is. But if you judge episode 1 without comparing it to the mastery of the original films, it's really not that bad. Hell, I wouldn't even call The Phantom Menace the worst of the prequels. That honor would go to...
I'm haunted by the kiss that you should never have given me.
God help me.
Screw gravity.